They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of displayed subscribers. I just need y'all, if you can, I know the COVID's going on, but if you can, at least just put $5 in there. $5 on the Kickstarter and share it also, because we need to take this to fiction. That's why you see them fighting and, putting men down on games and video games. They know that fiction is the last frontier. And that's why I need your support, man. I need you to go on Kickstarter and support SIMP-TAGION. Hey, everybody. What's up? This is Hold the Truth Hostage. Now, this video is basically a double response. It's a response to Issa Rae and a response to Chelsea Handler. Now, let me start with Issa Rae. You know what I mean? Let me start with Issa Rae, who performed on SNL and attacked, disrespected Kanye West. A black woman who disrespected Kanye West for supporting Trump. Now, this Issa Rae. Now, let me say something, man. This is for all the black people watching, man. All the black men, especially watching. All the black men watching, and all the people with a friend that's a black man. You need to hear this. You need to listen. You see Issa Rae, with your S's, with your, what they call that tool? Yeah, with your sketched outline hair. You know what I mean? Looking like you dip your hair in frying grease. But you see what Issa Rae did, attacking Kanye West. And this is where you as a black man need to understand. She's attacking Kanye for voting and supporting Trump, attacking a black man for supporting another option when under 8 years under Obama, 8 years, man. Under 8 years under Obama, how many black people died? How many black people died? Let's go Brown, I Can't Breathe, Sarah Bland, Trayvon, and so on, and many others. What did Obama do? Obama gave speeches. Oh, Trayvon looked like my son. Looked like my son. And then the most heinous one was, I think, when that professor couldn't find the keys to his house. So I think he provided the cop with his identification, and the cop still locked him up. And what did Obama, the black president, do? He basically had that professor drink a beer with the cop. So, a lot of people need to understand, man. When Obama, and this is the thing with that Issa Rae chick, man. And this shows you how much, when it comes to, the black woman and the black man. And I'm going to do a video called Black Woman and Black Man, the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it really is. It's a civil war. So this Issa Rae, you're willing to attack Kanye, but you're not willing to attack and bring up the fact that under Obama for 8 years, black men were being slaughtered, murdered in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And you had a black president. He didn't do nothing for 8 years. He didn't pass any presidential order when he didn't pass a presidential order on cleaning out and fixing the judicial system, the police. He didn't do nothing. But Kanye West is in the wrong by showing support for Trump. Trump, who actually invited Kanye West to sit down and talk to him live in front of cameras, him and Jim Brown. Name me once where you saw Obama sit down with, quote unquote, any black person to talk to them, live, a rapper or whatever, sit down to them. No, you know what Obama did? Hey Jay-Z, hey Kanye, I listen to you guys. I have you guys on my playlist. You know what I'm saying? That's as much, that's how much he cared about you. He had you on his playlist. You know what I'm saying? That's why you look at this Issa Rae, you're going to, look at her hair, man. You're not even proud of your natural existence. Of course, you're going to promote the liberals and the old Democratic Party. You don't care if your uncle died. You don't care if any black man in your family died. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. We have a civil war when it comes to black men and black women. The civil war been going on since the 50s. You know, I'm going to touch more on that. I've already touched on that on my Feminism Fuels the Future, but I'm going to do more of a, you know what I'm saying, a black perspective, man. And I was thinking about that. I got really, really pissed, man. In the words of Key and Peele, that sketch royally pissed. Because, you know, you're going to go live on television on SNL to disrespect Kanye West for showing support for another option when the Democrats literally, we had Clinton pass the crime bill, had mad black people locked up and arrested, 3 strikes rule. You know what I mean? Under Obama, you had Biden's bum ass, who was a vice president, just sat down and did these cheesy ass smiles and talked about, I took the train. I took the train. You know what I mean? We had a black president. Think about this. And I'm going to go deeper into that with the Chelsea Handler side. But think about that, man. You're going to curse out a black man for showcasing support because he wants to see what's on the other side since the Democrats have failed. The biggest problem the Democrats face right now is that you can't get the black man to buy it anymore. It's done. You had a black president. All the Democrats did for years was sell hope. Sell hope. You saw what Biden is running for. Biden literally is reusing Obama's playbook. Vote for me, you'll get Biden care. AK is just Obamacare, but I put my name on it. You know what I'm saying? He was vice president for 8 years. Where was he those 8 years when it came to reforming and changing the laws, man? And as a black man, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this, man. You black men need to, and it's happening all over online, man. The black man is coming out and realizing, yo, man, our frustration is justified. Not only is it justified, man, it must be put up front because our manhood is on the line. You know what I'm saying? Us cowering down and bending down because the majority of the black women want to be liberal are okay with hearing a black dude being murdered and killed saying, I can't breathe, but we want you to support a Democrat. I have this saying I live by, and this saying is accurate, man. It's 100% accurate. A Democrat could go in the black neighborhood, literally put a rope around a black man's neck, hang him, and still get the black women to vote for them. Because that's literally what happened under Obama, man. Instead of Obama doing presidential orders, he did nothing, man. Instead of going to do presidential orders to reform and change the judicial system, you know, now a lot of people, I'm going to go deeper into that, but let me end it on this Issa Rae. Hey, Issa Rae, you're nothing, man. You compared to Kanye, and look at that. She don't even respect Kanye's accomplishments. The man's a billionaire, done fashion. He's done a lot. And you're gonna disrespect him for supporting Trump. She's basically saying, you as a black man, you know, no matter how much the Democrats have killed and sat back and watched, you know what I'm saying? You're worse. You, Kanye West, are worse than Trump. I mean, you're worse than Obama. You're worse than Biden, who were vice president and president, literally leaders of the freaking country who sat back, watched black people go to jail and being slaughtered and murdered and, you know, unjustifiably given more prison sentences. You, Kanye West, are worse because you dare to say anything negative about our favorites, our Democrats. This is why you have a civil war between the black men and black women. You know, you had Oprah for years just destroying the image of black fathers, and then she went after Michael Jackson. But during the whole forget his name, he was Me Too'd. You know what I'm saying? Forget his name. Some Stein guy. I forget his name. But he was a big Me Too case, and Oprah knew him. Oh, they got photos of Oprah hugging him. But she's ready to go after R. Kelly. She's ready to go after Michael Jackson. Oprah has been on a destroying race to destroy the black man's image. Because in the 50s, and I'm going to go deeper into that because, man, my blood is boiling. In the 50s, the black women accepted something, the destruction of the black man in the black community. When they accepted welfare, when they allowed welfare to come into the household before the black man established himself politically. And I'm going to do a video on that, man. As you could see, I'm just moving a little, pacing. Because, man, this one, man, it's 2020. You had a black president. You etch a sketched, hairlined, you know what I'm saying? With your fake, weave looking like you cut the hair off of zombies and shit. You know what I mean? You don't even go on SNL with your natural hair. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's why black men in 2020 and beyond, as you could see with more black men voting Republican and so on, they're realizing, man, it don't matter if the black women are with us. We as men, we're supposed to lead anyway. You don't want to be with us on it, whatever. She came to SNL. How many weaves and fake hair she had to change during her skits? You know what I mean? But you're the right example of black pride and black respect. You don't even respect your own genetics. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. SNL has some black chick on there. What is she wearing? A perm? Most of her skits, she's wearing weave and perms and wigs. As Tommy Sotomayor would say, hair hats. You know what I'm saying? You wearing all that, and you're the perfect representation of black women. You represent that. To be black, to be a black woman and successful, you have to go on there, wear weave, disrespect your genetics at all times. It's Issa Rae, man. She's done. She ain't gonna go nowhere. Her career is almost over anyway. You know what I mean? I just had to say that, man. I had to show some, whether you agree with everything Kanye West says, when a black woman is willing to disrespect the black man, when his sins far less, literally, man, Biden's been in politics for over 45 years. During the Clinton era, he literally watched and supported thousands, millions of black men just go to jail year after year, being murdered. I remember that case with Amon Diablo in New York where the cops shoved a pipe up his ass, man. I think it was a freaking, you know what I'm saying, a toilet pump. They shoved it up his ass and they barely got any time. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats were there when Rodney King got beaten in LA. What did they do? Nothing. And what's going on is, man, the illusion is broken. Now let me get to Chelsea Handler, as you could see from this video where she said, she had to remind 50 Cent that he's black, that you can't vote for anyone else other than liberals. You have to understand. And I'm going to say this, man, and right now my blood is boiling, man. I'm going to say this. The liberals, the Democrats, they were always angry, man. When Lincoln and the Republican Party, ended slavery, they were never satisfied. They always remembered that. The Democratic Party always remembered that the Republicans freed those niggers. The Republicans freed those niggers, man. And now we have to call those niggers blacks, Afro Americans, when they were our niggers. That's what the Democrats see you black people as. You know, especially you, the black man. They see you as a strong, field working nigger. You know what I'm saying?
Did you? Let's get into something that's less stressful. Did you watch the debate last night?
You know what? I took myself out to dinner instead of watching the debate because I've heard that idiot talk for 4 years and I don't need to hear him say another word. I mean, seriously, my blood pressure, you can already tell when I get enervated. It's not good for anybody, so I can't watch him talk. No thanks. And you know, you heard about my ex-boyfriend, right? 50 Cent and his support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, what's going on between you? I saw your tweets and I go, wait, what's happening? Because you said he was your favorite ex-boyfriend and then what does he do? Supporting Trump?
He says he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes, which by the way isn't a plan of Joe Biden. That's a lie. So he doesn't want to pay 62% of taxes because he doesn't want to go from being 50 cents to 20 cents. And I had to remind him that he was a black person, so he can't vote for Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be influencing an entire swath of people who may listen to him because he's worried about his own personal pocketbook. So I haven't heard back from him yet, but I am willing to, you know, seal the deal in more ways than one if he changes his mind and publicly denounces Donald Trump. I might be willing to go for another spin, if you know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? The way Chelsea Handler said it, and the thing is with Jimmy Fallon, notice he didn't even react. He didn't say you can't say that. He didn't say you can't just, Chelsea, you can't just say because he's black he should vote Democrat. He didn't say that because he's a liberal too. All liberals, the majority of the Democrats and all that, they believe that you blacks are so inferior, so below them that they have to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? They got to take care of you like you're some little kid they helping cross the goddamn street. You know what I'm saying? That's what this whole Chelsea Handler crap is. And to get to it, you know, when the Republicans freed the slaves, the Democrats who were against it never forgot. The liberals never forgot, man. They were never for that. So they devised the ultimate plan. You know, I touched up on this on my Feminism is the Future. They devised the ultimate plan. That ultimate plan was that we're going to destroy the black community. We're going to turn the black community to basically our reliant on our supervision because they're too inferior, they're too retarded, they're too niggerish to take care of themselves. We have to take that burden of leading these niggers. You know, that's how they really think. I mean, what Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Because that was the goal, to breed the ultimate voter. You know what I'm saying? The black vote is automatic. Now let's get to it. So the Democrats were so angry, man. So angry that the Republicans freed the black people from slavery. I'm not saying it all was perfect the way it was handled. So they devised the ultimate plan. Started in the 1920s with the election. 1920s, they passed that bill. Women could vote just like men. Now they left, and I touch up on this a lot. You know, they left a major loophole. They left the loophole that you don't have check and balances between the sexes when it comes to votes. You know, and the liberals love that. They love that plan. You see, the reason it benefits them that there's no check and balance. And like I said, you black men, any black man watching this, anybody with a black male friend watching this, listen. You know what I'm saying? So without the check and balance in the 1920s when they gave women the right to vote, it ensured that the liberals, the Democrats, could take over and destroy the black community and destroy America and the role a man plays anyway to destroy patriotism and turn patriotism into victimism. You know what I'm saying? So now what I mean by check and balances in 1920 when they gave women the right to vote is that, for example, if 500,000 women vote, 450,000 men vote, instead of having a check and balance where they'll only count 450,000 of those votes between the men and women, so to make it fair and balanced, they didn't do that. They never put that in the law. And now here's the benefit. Now let's fast forward. We fast forward to 1950. The check and balance still don't exist. You know what I mean? It don't exist in votes. And what I mean by check and balance is, okay, let's say you got 500,000 men vote and you have 450,000 women vote. Since I got to sometimes do it in reverse because people aren't so logical. You only count 450,000 votes on both sides. You eliminate the extra 50,000 because it isn't fair. So because you don't have a check and balance on voting amongst the sexes, it means that the politicians could just focus on the women. If they can get the women to vote for them, they don't need the men. And women naturally are seeking protection and provision. So they basically set up the politics to run and be fueled by female nature and eliminate the male nature aspect unless it's, about furthering their political control. You know what I'm saying? So now here's where this benefited the liberals and Democrats, and this is where the Democrats capitalized completely. And you got your Margaret Thatcher, that Margaret Thatcher who believed in eugenesis, that evil demon of a pit fire vagina having whore. You know what I'm saying? So what she thought of, and the liberals, they've been had this in mind. Now they don't have the check and balances between the sexes and votes. What they did, the liberals and Democrats, they went into the black community. They went in there in the 50s and they got the black women to sign for welfare, where they would only give help. They would only give help if the father wasn't around, and they dictated how much they would help. So they got those women addicted to living off a certain amount every month, waiting for that next welfare check while the father's out there. Instead of helping, how this passed, it just shows you, and my anger is a little up. It just shows you how much that checks and balance on the votes on the sexes is so needed and so important. You're telling me a group of politicians, those liberal Democrats, went into a community and said, I'm gonna help you out, black woman, black mother, with welfare if you kick the father out. If you kick the father out, we're gonna give you these rations. That's what welfare is. Welfare is rations. We're gonna give you these rations to help you out, black woman. It won't be enough to stop you from being dependent on us. No, it won't be that. If we really cared about that, we would have helped you with welfare with the father there. We'd give you more because you'd be an example of a family in struggle that we could help. No, with welfare, what did they do? You know what I'm saying? They separated the family and got the black woman to sign that and take that welfare. What that did, it kicked a lot of those men out of the house at their lowest moment. It ensured that black men could not have a stable family, and it ensured that these black men could not run for political office and truly represent their race and their community. Welfare was one nail in the coffin to destroy the black family. You know what I'm saying? Then the next step for the liberals, those demonic Democrats, was let's bring in Margaret Thatcher. Let's bring in Planned Parenthood. We have these niggers. You know what I'm saying, volunteering to destroy their family. You know what I'm saying, by kicking the father out. Well, we need to. That's not enough. That's not enough. We need these niggers to volunteer to eliminate their future children and offspring. So what does Margaret Thatcher bring in? Because at that time, you know, this is how you know Planned Parenthood was designed to prey on blacks. Is at that time, black families, though they weren't the majority as a race in America, the majority of them were married. The majority of them had a strong family unit. You know what I mean? So those, you know, they didn't need no damn abortion clinics everywhere. So they sprouted out these abortion clinics so they could have the women volunteer to abort and create that demon. You know what I mean? Because when a woman kills a child that's inside of her, you know what I mean, murder, you know what I mean, it messes with their psyche. You know what I mean? That nurturing aspect is gone because the option will be always in her head. I could have killed this child. You know what I'm saying? So what the liberals did, Margaret Thatcher, the Democrats, they put the abortion clinics. Now they have the blacks in welfare. You know, they have the black woman volunteering for welfare, kick the father out. You know, the father being kicked out down on his luck, he most likely ends up in prison or committing a crime because he can't even come to see his goddamn kids. You know what I'm saying? Then they put the abortion clinics so they can basically wipe out the breeding of black people and creating a mentally ill black mother. Because, you know, if she's had abortion and killed a child voluntarily, that option will always be in her head. That whole nurturing thing is dead. You know what I'm saying? But then they put child support. They put child support, which was basically designed to target and eliminate the male role. Because the last thing the liberals want, Margaret Thatcher and all of them, and that's Clinton's idol too. That's Clinton's idol, Margaret Thatcher, is the last thing they've ever wanted was the stability of the black community. So Chelsea Handler, you know what I mean, that dried up, wrinkled, you know what I'm saying, looking like a leather, you know what I mean, looking like a leather bag, you know, that's been left under sand for all these years, offering to give. And she goes online. I'm gonna remind 50 Cent, he's a black man. He doesn't have the right to vote outside of anything we liberals want. And I'm gonna offer to have sex with him so he doesn't vote. How is this respectable, man? But let me continue on, man. There's some passion in these words, you know, I'm telling you. But let's continue on. So the liberals then bring in child support, which is, guess what, governed. They didn't bring any black men. They didn't bring any black families or male representation. No, it's just gonna be us liberals creating a family court, creating some type of court system, child support, where we decide who and what can be a family or not. You blacks, we already eliminate you. You don't matter. We don't want you to be families to begin with. Then a buddy of mine told me that the conservatives were the ones that put the nail in the coffin, as in the Republicans put the nail in the coffin, which was no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce is like child support. It's designed to empower that woman to destroy her family. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Democrats did. That's the history of the freaking Democrats. Over 100 years of pure destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? And they inputted, the liberals saw this, man, it worked so well. It works so well in the black community to destroy their family unit and so on. Let's put this into the white community. So, you know, they put in the white community, but the difference with the white community and the black community is that the white community is firmly established politically with political representation and political power. So there's a lot of white men that have political representation and political power. So it won't be as easy to put the white community in a state of dependency and you know what I'm saying, enslavement as you can economically with the blacks. That's why in 2020 you still have the first black mayor, the first black this, the first black that, because the liberals did their duty in destroying the black community. So Chelsea Handler, Jimmy Fallon, who just laughed, huh, 50 Cent's a black man. You're right, Chelsea. He should know better because he didn't correct her. And this is Jimmy Fallon, who has the roots, a black band performing for him. You know what I'm saying? The liberals believe that black people, especially the black man, that you're no more than an inferior child that's under their watch. You're too inferior to be let loose, and you can't take care of yourself without us leading. You're too inferior. That's why they downplay everything to, you know, the victimization and so on, because you're too inferior to process taking care of yourself and being independent. You're too inferior as a race of niggers, you know, because that's what Chelsea Handler just said. Basically, 50 Cent needs to remember that he's a nigger and he shouldn't be voting. He doesn't have the right or freedom to vote or think outside of that aspect. He's a nigger. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, when I see black people volunteering to vote, you saw Charlemagne the God. Trump did this, Trump did that. Dude, how many people died under Obama, man? How many black fathers and sons and daughters that will never see their father because we had a black president and he didn't do nothing. He just sat back and watched. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, you know, the Democratic Party is in a state of emergency because they had a black president with Obama for 8 years. They had a black president, a president the whole world. You got to remember, America's the most popular and most watched show, you know, in the world. The whole world watches America. So when he became president, the whole world was rooting for him. He could have changed all the judicial laws. His duty was to come to actually unite America. I'm going to eliminate the war on drugs that targeted minorities and poor Caucasian communities. You know what I'm saying? By actually implementing drugs and attacking them and actually getting in their way of a life. You know, arresting them for weed because, you know, they're poor. They're just trying to enjoy something, a weed plant. You know what I mean? And then Obama had the Senate, he had the House, he had the world. So a lot of people want to bring up this BS that, well, he didn't have all the party, he can't do it himself. Dude, Trump, you know, Orange Man passed a executive order that, you know, cops don't choke them and blah, blah, don't choke people. You know what I'm saying? Obama could have done that. Another thing is Obama could have, as a president, if he wanted to, he could have protested as a president if they don't allow him to pass massive, you know what I'm saying, reform, as in the drug reform. Weed legalized weed. He could have reformed the whole prison thing where how they arrest black people with the 3 strikes. He could have eliminated that. He could have eliminated the laws Clinton put to remove free radio. You know what I'm saying? Obama could have done a lot. You know what I'm saying? What did he do? He did nothing, man. He used, in all honesty, he used the greatest stalemate tactic. He will forever be the greatest stalemate president to do nothing. He used his blackness as a crutch, a lie. He basically said, yo, they won't let me pass things because I'm black. When the whole country and the whole world was by his side. He could have passed whatever he wanted. He would go to other countries and they treated him like he was their president. That's how much they were, you know what I'm saying? That's how happy they were to see a black president in America, because it meant the American dream was possible. Anybody could be president, anybody could be a leader. Instead, what did he do? Nothing. And you know, some people are gonna call me off and it's, I'm a black man. So I shouldn't be upset. I shouldn't be thinking about, yo, we had a black male president and it had to happen. You had to have this happen so it could open the door so anyone could be president. That's why you saw Andrew Yang running. You know what I'm saying? You see all these different races of people running for president. You know what I mean? And even even the Republicans had that with, forget his name, the dude who sold pizza, whatever, he was running for president. He was a pizza executive. But the Democrats are in trouble because you can't sell hope anymore. When you had Obama who was selling change and all that, he became president and he did nothing to unite the country by removing all the prejudice laws that divided the country. Under Obama, it became more divisive because his job, what everyone on all sides was looking for, was for him to fix the damn country. He did it. You know what I mean? He basically sat back and just enjoyed the ride of his presidency, defending his wife's strong ass shoulders. That's all he did. Michelle's elbows are built like that. You know, she's built like that, and I don't appreciate the way you're talking about my wife Michelle's shoulders. That's all he did. He did parties and jokes and laughs. Obama did not deliver, man. He was at the highest level. He could have ended everything. 8 years later, and the thing is this, under Obama's presidency, every day, how many Trayvons, Mike Browns, how many people, Sarah Bland, how many were slain? And he just gave little speeches in a fake little tear. That BS when you're a president of the country. At least Trump actually did an executive order. At least that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see a black people, if you vote in Democrat and you black, line up. I want you to line up for two things. Line up for prison and line up to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Volunteer. Start, you know what I mean? Because that's what the Democrats see you as. You're nothing more than cannon fodder and inferior. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this, you saw with what happened to Ice Cube, and I'm gonna do a separate video on what happened to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Because his video's getting a little long, but man, I just had to say it, man. You as a black man, or, if you have a friend that's a black man, you have to understand, man, there's a civil war in the black community, and that civil war been going on since the 50s, and that's between a black man and black woman. That's why you see that Issa Rae attack Kanye, because the liberals, when the black woman signed that welfare paper, the liberals gave the black women the black man as a slave. The black man can never lead. He should never lead. Why would a slave want to lead his community? Doesn't he know his role? That's why Issa Rae and all these, you see these black women that snap on black men supporting Trump and all that, because the liberals gave them a deal. That deal was you as a black man are their slave. You're not supposed to have any thought outside of your head of leading. What slave tries to lead their master? That's the situation we have in the black community. In the 50s with welfare, the Democrats and Margaret Thatcher and all those demonic demons, the Democrats made a deal. The deal was, black woman will give you some welfare, aka rations, You kick out the black man, and then we'll give you all the power to forever keep him down. Forever. You know, you could put him on child support. And another thing we'll do is we'll put in, damn, I forgot the name of that act, but we'll put in some acts that will hire you, black woman, as two things: a black woman, a black person, and a woman. So now we put the incentive to hire you over the black man at all times. The black man will remain no more than a slave in his own community. And that's what's happening. The black men are departing. You know what I'm saying? They're waking up. You got Tommy Sotomayor. You got Coach Greg Adams. You got your Donovan Sharps. You have other black male leaders that are understanding the true role they have in the black community. Their role is to be the slave. You know what I'm saying? Their role is to be the slave so their black woman could be in front and accept more rations from the liberals who have a breeding contract with the black woman to breed them more voters and more slaves for the prison system. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I could go on this one, man. I could keep going, dude. But, you know, she's been hold the truth hostage, man. Remember, please go to Kickstarter, support SIMP-TAGION. I really need y'all support on this. Just donate $5 if you can. Share it. I need y'all support. You know what I'm saying? They influence us on films and fiction. Why won't we do the same? All right.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of